Hello and welcome to another episode of Minecraft with mindless machines and painful fodder. As you can see, one of us is working really diligently, the other one is not. One of these things aren't like the others. One of these things just aren't the same. Anybody? Anybody? Okay, so we were saying we were going to do the green district, and I was going to set up the teleporters, and that's kind of boring for, to do, so I figured I'd do that off camera. Well, we found out that we already had a green district, and the only district that we have left is the gray district, so this just became the gray district. So, yeah. That's okay.
Perhaps we should change up our palette.
It
This does emphasize green for sure.
does. I mean, we can go with it, but maybe have, well, we have some gray accents, like the bars and the flags. And, I don't know.
Well, we could do, instead of the prismarine, we could just do something that's similar to that, but in a different hue. So in this case, it's about the same texture. That's just raw andesite. Actually, I don't dislike that.
Well, we have these two colors. I'll just put them right here as well.
Let's do that instead of this wall. Do that dark gray concrete. I think that'll look good, but keep the birch.
Yeah, so like this.
Yeah.
And do we like this, or do we want the light gray? We'll just put one line here to contrast. What do you think?
I think we could just, like, because we've got good concrete to work with, we could just commit to a more modern looking building, do something kind of cubist or brutalist, and if we do that, then getting rid of these andesite textures, so it looks less like like a stone wall and more like or something like that. I think we could make something look pretty nice, but then in that case I'd get rid of the birch too, and the floor, we'd want to change the floor to something else.
You're my chief designer. What kind of house do we want?
We could still get away with using different colored floors, I suppose, because the floors shouldn't really matter. So the outside of the house should look like what? Alright, let's do something like this.
Something like that.
Yeah, okay. I'm starting to like this. So then the floor needs to change. What could the floor be? I'm thinking maybe... Okay. All right. So what we've got is sort of a nice cubist style design going, where it's pretty heavy on um, massive shapes. So what we're going to want to do is kind of offset a few cubes and rectangles onto each other to kind of make a structure, an interesting structure. So I don't know. I don't dislike this. What do you think?
I like it. I'm not sure exactly what you've been saying for the last 15 minutes, but I like it.
It's a real rough template, but I think we can work with that.
Yeah.
So
I kind of like the
now,
light coming through the ceiling like that.
yeah.
So that means we're
Slabs are
going to
good.
have, this will be the next floor then. So we're going to have a gap in between our floors.
Yeah, but that's all right, I guess.
So, yeah.
Because, like, you know, say we're offsetting some walls here. So we've got this wall coming over this way, and this wall coming over this way.
Yeah.
Offset.
Well, I kind of like to have that gap between floors because most of the time your floor is also your ceiling. And, you know, if we wanted to change out the floor in some rooms, we can do that using this kind of a thing because we have that gap.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah, so basically what I'm thinking is having like several overlapping cubes of different size and shapes that essentially create the structure, and then we build the interior around the insides of those cubes. So as to give it a very ultra-modern look and feel.
Okay. So first things first, we got to clone what we have.
So the idea here is that, yeah, we got to clone this space. So then what we're going to do is we're going to say clone this corner, but we're going to go one down from that bounding box because we want to make sure to get the dirt too.
Yep.
And then over here, we're going to want this to go as tall as the highest block in here, which I think is going to be 70.
It's the one down from what you have, I think.
Yeah,
no, this tree's one bigger. Yeah, you're fine. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so from that other coordinates to this XYZ. So that's my first XYZ and my second XYZ. Let me jot this down.
That's cool. Now, for those of you who may have not watched the last episode, we'll probably be doing this in several different clones. We'll section this off probably into 4 parts. would be my guess, and clone that. And what that's going to do is down here we have our mechanism already, and we're going to clone down here. And then the rest of this will be the height that we have for the house that we can clone. Now this mechanism here, there's a button up there that I don't know if we have hooked up at the moment. Oh yeah, okay, so that button right there is going to place one here, and that flops between there and here. So when you hit the button, it's going to clone what's up there to its appropriate spot in here, and then clone the other one up top. And then next time you hit the button, it'll vice versa. Now the beauty is it will take whatever's in the chest with it, so that it's not just a starting location. It will be actually changing as you clone and move between this and the other. That's the idea anyway.
Should we put a little pond in here? As long as it's just one deep, it'll work.
Sure. Let's have a pond. Where should we put it? Right in the middle somewhere? Right here?
Yeah, all right.
And let's go this way a little bit with it.
Cool.
Yeah, that looks good. Here you got water. So there we go. We got ourselves a little pond there and some lily pads now. And if everything goes all right, this will all be reproduced, including the flowers. We haven't actually tried this, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we might wreck it, but if we wreck it, we wreck it.
It's a good idea anyway. It's going to work perfectly.
Okay, so let me see the circuit here. I have the start of the clone command, essentially what is the XYZ for the trees and flowers. So show me the logic in your circuit here so I can figure out where to place things.
Okay, what's going to happen is this is your 2 lines. So one of these is going to clone what's up here. So let's say that this is the turn it into house line, the one you're standing on. So the first one is going to set the block so you don't mess with the first one. So you can mess with the green ones, but it's going to clone what you have down.
Okay.
And you can have as many blocks as you want.
So this one right here says whatever's upstairs, we're going to clone it down.
Yeah. That's your first task. However many of these you need to do that.
Okay, so I'm going to put the first part of that clone command. It's incomplete, but I'm going to put that into this block right here.
Okay, that works. And they should be probably at the bottom of your pit here. And if it works, I can hit the button and that'll should clone it and we should see it show up.
Okay, so that clone command is going to bring that. All right, so the thing about it is this block then always responsible for what's above ground to clone down, no matter what's there?
This block is this line right here that you're standing on, its only job is to take the forest scene we have up, bring that down, then take the house scene that's down and move it up.
Okay.
That's its only job. The other side is to reverse that. But you're going to do exactly the same thing.
Because my concern is that my XYZ for the cloning the forest is going to be shorter than the XYZ for the house.
Yeah. That's why there's two separate lines, so we are not tied into anything.
Awesome. So then down here, we just need to put the XY. We need to clone the forest, I presume, to the very bottom. And then we can make a divider line and say, okay, everything above this mark is where the house will be. Yeah. Okay. So that means then.
And honestly, you don't need a divider line. There actually doesn't need to be any space between the two. We can. I mean, not against it.
We'll want to clone the floors.
Yes. You know. Unless we don't. If we have water in there, then yeah, that might be a problem. So yeah, we probably need a floor between the two.
I wonder, does clone also clone mobs?
I have no idea.
If that's true, then our forest should be well lit.
We probably will put in lamps as well. But yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll try to get a mob in there and hit the button, see what happens.
Okay. All right, I've got the full clone command for taking the forest and plopping it down below. Right. Should we give it a test run, see if it works?
I'll hit the button and...
Well, hang on, I gotta install it first.
Okay.
Okay, it is currently installed.
Here we go. Anything happen? I don't see anything. It moved the block. Oh, wait a minute. It fired this. Did it fire this line? Yeah, it fired this line. Let me hit the button one more time.
Okay. Our flip-flop was on the wrong... on the flip.
I thought it would...
Flip when it should have been on the flop.
Yeah, I thought it would flip and then fire, but no, that's not what it does. Here we go.
Hey, look at that.
Whee! Do we got any mobs?
Okay.
I don't see any mobs, but I don't know if there's any mobs up there. But the thing being said...
Awesome. Well, anything we do now... In fact, we can take this bounding box off, because we don't actually need the bounding box anymore. Or, well...
What bounding box? Oh, this green thing?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to put it in here. Yeah, I'm going to keep it in for the time being, just for measurements. But when we're all done, the last thing we want to do is just take out the box.
Yep.
So we know where things are. All right, so now let's do this. Should we light the...
Just 1 second. I want to get a mob in here. And I want to hit the clone button and see if it actually does anything. We got mobs, just not in our area. Come on.
I wonder if it's just because we're too close to where we're at.
Come on. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to game mode. Press. Come on.
Get him to chase you?
Yep.
Well, I can run the command while downstairs. Let me know when you...
I got a creeper. And a zombie just came in, so...
Well, there's a creeper and a spider down here.
Okay, I got a creeper and a zombie is what you should have.
Okay.
2 zombies.
No,
okay.
It looks like the mobs don't spawn. But we do have mobs in the basement now.
Okay.
It was only a matter of time.
Well, we'll light it up. We haven't done that yet. We now have a copy of what we have.
Okay, so what's the interior? 1, 2, 3.
We also have to make sure that so this was, okay. We need, what do I need? I kind of need to know which one it's going to hit. Let's see, so we're not doing that. I'm going to put that there. And I'm going to put that there. So let's put that there, and okay, we'll go ahead and do that. There's that. And then we'll put another one here. Okay. So what I need to know is which one's which. So you put a stone there, but what I need to do uh-oh, I just screwed up. Crapola.
Uh-oh.
Actually, Craparola. What does this do? So you set a block. Okay, so you have probably redstone, probably that and that with a torch. That may or may not work. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's good. And if this actually works, I will be very impressed. Okay, so you are placing a stone and you are air. So yeah, that's the flip-flopper. Okay, so this places a block there. So this should fire this line. And those things should place the block there. So if I hit the block, it should do absolutely nothing. Okay. And I believe that's what it did. So we should be okay. What I'd like to do is somehow know which one's which. So I'm going to need more blocks. We know there is some water through here. So don't break those. Or we simply get rid of those, do that, okay, that works. Okay, so what I am doing for those watching is trying to figure out a way that I can know which, when you hit the button, which one it's going to do. So by using these lights, hopefully that will tell me what I need to do. But I have to get these coordinates. So I'm going to say left is minus 505, 62, 261. And then I'm going to do right is, and we're going to come back into here. We're going to point at that one. We're going to go into inventory so I can get to my notepad, which you don't see. And I'm going to write down those coordinates. 62, 261. Okay, so now I'm going to come into here. I'm going to go down. I am going to go to these guys that are doing the blocks. And these are setting the blocks for the next one. So I will grab one and I will set block, boom, stone. That'll be the right one. And then I will place another one and do the same thing. Set block and air, and this one will be 5. Done. So then I'll come over here. Set block, air, done. That will be set block, stone. Change this to 5. Done. Okay, so now as I do that, it will remove one block and set a block. And it will use stone because that's the easiest. Since we haven't gotten rid of anything, I'm going to clone. See. Okay, so there's that. And then I hit the button again, and eventually it should switch. And it does. So awesome.
Do you see glowstone in the basement now?
I do.
Cool.
I see a bunch of mobs too.
Yeah, that's why I decided to start gridding out the light.
Okay, would you go hit the button? I want to see what fires first.
Okay, I've just hit it.
Okay. So right now it's ready to clone house. So I will just put a sign as soon as I find a sign. Sign. I'll put that right here for right now. That will be okay. Okay. Display house. Or no, let's say what do I want to say? That'd be nature walk. Because that's what it's currently displaying, and this one will be homestead. Homestead. And just homestead. Okay. So now we have a way of knowing what the next thing to be displayed is.
Okay, so, I got all the commands already jotted down, so as soon as I finish gridding all this out, I think you can show me where to plug them in, and then I think we're done.
Okay. Well, that just showed up out of nowhere.
I think that's a complete grid.
Okay, I'm going to hit the button a couple times just to make sure we got it. Okay, we should have it. And we do. We also have a lot of mobs down there, boy. All right, so now we'll want to put a wall here so we don't have any water that may flow. And the tallest point is over here. So this will be the line right there. So basically we just want to put like glowstone or something at level 37.
Okay, adjust my house clone. I had my house set to clone at 37, but we'll go 38 instead.
Okay. Well, that way if we have any water on the ground floor, it won't just flow down into our forest. Because if we cloned a house in, then if there's any water, it'd just fall, and then we'd have water all over the place. And I think while you do that, I'm going to go grab some coffee real quick. I will be right back. Okay, headphones are in. I see a nice floor.
Yep, a little buffer layer has been made.
Cool. And that's just to keep us from making a huge mistake.
We never do that. Shh.
Not really, no, but just in case, somebody else gets on here. You know how those people are. All you really had to do is do it upstairs and hit the button a couple times.
Yeah, I guess that's the only one that's installed right now, but yeah. Anyway. Okay, so let's see. Show me the logic again here and tell me which commands go where. So right now we've got...
Okay, so this one is going to take what's up top and bring it down.
But this is specifically in the case that it's the forest.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just going to make my notes. Hold on. Let me put it on the inside here.
So right now we are... So yeah, this block should be right there.
Okay. So the command then is clone the forest from the top down to the pit.
Yep. And that does that?
But that's what this block does right here. Yep.
Okay. Then the next one will be clone the house from the pit to the top.
Done.
Okay. And then the other ones are whatever else you want.
So they could be reserved for like sounds or etc.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Okay.
You had talked that you were going to split it up into multiple clones. Now this...
I'm nervous there isn't more of a delay between the two clones. Do you think that'll be all right?
Should be. But if you want some delay, we can certainly put some in.
We'll see how it works first.
Okay. I mean, we do have our forest. We haven't built our house, so
it's not like we... Yeah, that's what I'm going to say, is that even if we do destroy what we've created, we're only losing the forest, and that's easy to rebuild.
Yeah. All you have to do is manually run your clone back up top, and we're good.
Yeah. And then I'm assuming the next two is the opposite. So
yep.
I need the clone house to pit, and then clone forest from pit to top.
Yeah. And you may need... I'm going to get rid of this border out here. Does that work? The green?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, so clone house from top to pit. Clone forest from pit to top. Okay, it's installed.
Okay.
Just for sake of example, I'm gonna just throw in a few blocks into the house section.
Okay. Right now we're ready to clone the pit, so yeah. I want to get grass. I'm going to turn down my sounds. They're probably really loud.
I'm not hearing them. Alright, so looks like... Oh, that dirt will turn to grass over time. Just let it go.
Well, yeah, maybe downstairs, but this is going to clone the dirt down. And there's some rock over here I wanted to replace.
I guess you're right.
I mean, eventually, it'll fix itself, but...
What's going to happen now that I'm thinking about it is we need a layer of dirt before we proceed.
Why?
Because what's going to happen is it's going to punch a hole in the ground.
It's, yeah. Well, I can clone what we have now for the house. All I have to do is hit the button a couple times and we should have the same thing in both. You know what I'm saying? You know, that isn't, that ain't gonna work. Yeah, that will work. Okay. So right now we are ready to clone the forest down. And you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm putting the floor in. I'm converting the glowstone to sea lanterns, but I'm still gridding in the same pattern, so it'll look like the glowstone changes. But ultimately we're going to build a house over it, but we still need to grid.
Yeah. How far are you going against? 2, 3, 4?
It comes 5 out from the wall, but then they space every 5th block. So yeah, it's kind of weird, but mathematically it centers itself that way.
I think that's right.
Yep, that looks good. Hey, look at that.
Okay. So if I hit the button, we should bring that up.
Let's see what happens.
Okay. Ready?
We want to convert all this over to grass before we proceed?
Sure.
Otherwise it's going to look weird. Originally I had thought about doing the clone in like slices, so the house would look like it would come in slices, which could be kind of cool, but also I just figured it'd probably look more like an accidental glitch. So,
well,
nah.
We'll see what happens. It might look that way anyway. Okay, here we go. This should bring up.
Nothing.
Okay, nothing switched either. What happened? So.
Oh, I see. I got an XX or a Y coordinate that needs to be filled in. So it's, let me take a peek at this. It's going to be.
Yeah, let me reset it back to where it was. This is the one that should have fired.
This is okay. So this one didn't work right, and that's because
we didn't fire that line. We fired this one.
Well, I see. I got a bit of a bug in something I wrote as well.
Okay.
I don't know if it's related, but yeah.
Fix it, but I'm just saying we didn't fire that one. At least I don't think we did. We shouldn't have.